The nation's capital, Canberra, would host round 3 of the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship. The Netier National Capital Rally was also a round of the East Coast Classic Series and the ARC, the Australian Rally Championship. Friday night's ceremonial start would give Canberra locals the opportunity to sample some of the best rally cars in Australia. Several state competitors have moved up into the top category, and for Tom Clarke, he's decided to enter the ARC again this year to try his luck against the best in the country.
Yeah, look, we've decided to do that again this year. It's a close one to home, and it's sort of thought we'll get in there and try and mix it up with the boys. We've had some bad experiences in Canberra, and I've always wanted to come back and have another go, so we'll see how we go.
But the focus for Clarke is still the MTA New South Wales series.
100%, that is the most important thing for the weekend. Look, being part of the ARC is a bit of a novelty for me at the moment. It's just sort of gauging where we are and seeing what we want to do in the, some years to come. But definitely the New South Wales series is what we're looking after for the weekend.
His main competition, Glen Raymond, has a simple strategy.
To basically have another crack. Tom Clarke is in front of me, so I'll be able to keep an eye on his times. But yeah, there's heaps of decent punters, so it's going to be a difficult rally. There's been some wet weather thrown in there, but pretty excited. Just trying some new Hoosiers this weekend, and hopefully they'll work really well in the conditions.
The first test was the 10.42 kilometre Hiles block stage, and Clarke was the first New South Wales competitor on the road due to being entered in the ARC.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 left into 8 right over brow.
Wet weather the previous day left the roads damp and slippery and could present some tricky conditions.
So 4 right long, neat. 50.
Clarke and co-driver Ryan Preston needed to set the best time they could to keep Raymond from taking an early lead. Their time was 7 minutes and 7 seconds.
5 right.
Stage 2, Sherwood, was suffering from the wet conditions and was shortened from 27 kilometres down to just 15. With less distance to maintain a lead, the pressure would be on Clarke to perform. His time was 11 minutes and 1 second, third fastest ARC. But with the New South Wales field behind the ARC, Clarke would need to wait to see Raymond's times. Raymond was the first of the New South Wales cars to start the first stage, some 20 minutes after Clarke, and this would be the benchmark to measure the speed of the New South Wales teams.
10 right over crest, 200.
Raymond was fast, but with a time of 7 minutes and 14 seconds, he was slower than Clarke. Clarke had won the stage. Stage 2, and Raymond, knowing the time Clarke had set, needed to up his game.
And 9 right. And brow into 7 left opens, 80.
But he was once again second, losing another 6 seconds to Clarke in the similar spec Lancer EVO. Next into the forest was Tristan Kent and Kirra Penny. Penny stepping in for this event due to her pace note skills, something Kent had told us the night before he was nervous about.
It's been probably nearly a decade since I've driven on pace notes, so I think it's going to take a couple of stages to be able to commit to them properly. And Raymond's going to be up to speed pretty quick. He'll be real quick on notes, regardless of where we are. So I don't know, I'd like to say that I can beat him this weekend, but we'll just wait and see.
After the first 2 stages, he was comfortably placed in third outright, 37 seconds off Clarke in the lead.
9 left opens. 9 left opens, 100 left entry.
Tony Sullins and Kaylee Newell have suffered gearbox issues at the past 2 rounds. We asked Sullins the night before if it was finally fixed.
Yes, fingers crossed. I've put the gearbox out of my Coffs Harbour car from a couple of years ago in it, and it changes gears perfectly, and I haven't tested it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm confident the car's going to be good, and the notes are pretty good. It's just a matter of now how we tie it all together, and come down to the nut behind the wheel, I think, is the problem.
The nut behind the wheel drove superbly in the first 2 stages. He was 4th in stage 1, and then repeated that in stage 2. He was 4th outright in the front-wheel drive DS3, the gearbox issues finally gone. Richard Shimon and Jim Gleeson were having a slow start in the Mitsubishi Evo 7. They were down the order in 8th on the first stage. They managed to claw back time in the Sherwood stage, finishing 5th. This was enough to move them up into 5th position outright. But just 1.9 seconds behind Shimon was the Subaru pairing of Andrew Penny and Rhys Llewellyn.
Short 4 plus right, into 5 left, 70, 6 right, over 50.
They'd been 2.2 seconds in front of Shimon in Hyle's block, so the fight was definitely on between the Mitsubishi and Subaru teams. Tim and Peter Joas were 5th quickest in stage 1, but the engine detonated over the flying finish and they were out. It's a rally within a rally, but the classic cars can also compete and score points in the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship. And this Mark II RS 1800 Escort mixes it with the 4-wheel drive cars, often beating them. Tom Dermody and Owen Moynihan were up into 7th after the first 2 stages. They were the first of the rear-wheel drive cars and leading the East Coast Classic section of the rally.
6 right, don't cut into long, 5 left, 80. Small jump.
They were 47 seconds faster than the next classic car, the Datsun 180B of Stephen Duffy and Damien Hams. In the battle back in the field was the Evo Lancer of Bethany Cullen. Cullen was forced to find a substitute co-driver for this event, enlisting the assistance of Victorian Jasmine Lockley to step in.
5 left, tightens to 2 left.
In our next video, we'll check out stage 3 and 4 of the Netier National Capital Rally and find out who takes the Heat 1 victory.